This is for all the high achievers feeling overwhelmed and burnout. You're not alone, and today we're diving deep into how you can transform burnout and reclaim your life. So welcome to the Conscious Transformation channel. I'm Helene, and if you're ready to manage stress like a pro and live a balanced, fulfilling life, then stay tuned because you won't want to miss out. So, I wish that I'd known consciously and could have acknowledged the unspoken expectations that I felt often as a young girl. Not showing our emotions, our needs, being polite and stoic, taking on pain with a smile, managing others' feelings with more value than our own, and meeting others' needs before or instead of our own. Now, these background beliefs are often ingrained in us from society and generational expectations or even traumas. Now, these expectations, they only increased as I became an adult, turning into blind spots that I was completely unaware of. Now, with each new responsibility or child or role, the mounting personal expectations for myself was that I could have and do it all. Now, does that sound familiar to you? Now, before we dive in too deeply, I just want to clarify something. I'm not saying that we should down tools and expect the world to change overnight to support our needs, nor am I saying that we shouldn't continue to strive for our goals and responsibilities with as much effort as before. In fact, I believe we should smash our goals, but we need to educate ourselves and change our behaviours, our beliefs, and our expectations. We need to build a world where we can sustain achieving the goals and the responsibilities that fulfill us and our loved ones. Now, by educating ourselves, checking our thoughts and unconscious habits, and by learning how to decompress, de-stress, and care for ourselves, we can live a happier and healthier life. Now, in addition to all of the modern day stresses, we have natural psychological responses to the world that we cannot control, such as our fight, flight, freeze, and fawn responses. Now, we could be experiencing these on a daily basis, whether it's a challenging boss or a stressful commute or everyday triggers. Now, these responses, they add to our daily stress maintenance level. And now, even worse, if you have PTSD symptoms, these can be regularly triggered from responses that are seemingly normal situations. Now, we do our best to suppress them, to be socially polite and appear normal. With all of this, we have a recipe for chronic stress without a mechanism to release it. But emotions are gifts, natural and beneficial processes that help us in so many ways, yet we've been taught it's not okay to sit with our emotions, to feel them. If we were taught that emotions are like tunnels, allow them, and then you'll come out the other side, that would have been a much better world. Now, in nature, when a duck fights another duck, they flap their wings, they shake off the stress. When a gazelle escapes a lion, it shakes off the stress before running away. Now, this shaking, this movement completes a natural circuit of stress and recovery. So when we have enabled the process of stress and recovery to complete, that's when we can let it go. But really, when do we do that? Now, even in non-life-threatening situations, we can experience this stress response, elevated heart rate, adrenaline, fear, or anger, but we often repress our innate responses to be socially responsible, which is good and it's needed, but in doing so, we've not facilitated that natural circuit of stress and recovery. And with this chronic continuation of that, this leads to burnout. So let's break down the Transforming Burnout Blueprint into 3 stages. You've got stress response, stress release, and SOAR. Now, SOAR is sustainable ownership and reinvention. So stage 1, this is the stress response. So let's start by understanding the fundamental concepts that influence our stress response. And this involves the mechanisms of stress and how they impact our body, our mind, activating our nervous system and triggering responses like fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Now, recognizing how limiting beliefs and negative thinking patterns, this can all amplify stress, shaping our overall experience of it. Understanding the stress response is crucial because it forms the foundation of how we perceive and react to stresses in our lives. So think about it. Our bodies are hardwired to react to danger in ways that ensure our survival. Now, this is known as our flight or fight response. But in our modern world, this trigger can be triggered by non-life-threatening stressors like work deadlines, social pressures. So this constant activation of the stress response without proper release mechanisms can lead to chronic stress, which is detrimental to our health. And chronic stress affects our mental, emotional and physical well-being, leading to anxiety, depression, fatigue and even more serious health conditions. So recognizing and understanding these responses allows us to take the first step in managing them effectively. Now with stage 2, the stress release, once you understand how stress affects you, the next step is learning how to release it effectively. Now this stage focuses on practical strategies to close the loop of the stress response and release the accumulated stress held within the body. It's really vital to understand how to do this. Now I learned this only a couple of years ago when I had a few transformational experiences with breath work. And after understanding stress release in animals, I could then see how I was naturally trying to replicate the sort of the shaking off or the movement to release it in my own life. So it's vital to test and learn, try different techniques such as controlled breathing or mindfulness, reframing to soothe and support your nervous system. You have to learn what works best for you and try to incorporate them into your daily practices. So it could be shaking, laughing, crying and exercise to help decompress and manage your day-to-day stress. Now it's a process and you'll have everyday stress and likely chronic stress to let go of, which is why a solid routine and experimenting with different decompressing sessions like breathwork, yoga or creative arts, like painting or playing music is so important. Stress release is about giving your body and minds the tool they need to let go of this accumulated tension. It's like hitting the reset button, allowing your system to recover and regain balance. So think about it. If you're constantly carrying around stress without releasing it, it builds up and eventually it leads to burnout. So by incorporating stress release practices into your daily routine, you can prevent this build-up and maintain a much healthier balance and wellness. So let's talk about some of the really specific stress release techniques that you can start today. So the first one really is breathing exercises. Deep, controlled breathing is one of the simplest and most effective ways to calm your nervous system. So try this. Take a deep breath through your nose and count for 4. Hold it for another 4 and then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Now you can repeat this several times and start to notice how your body starts to relax. You've also got mindfulness and meditation. Now these practices can help you stay present and aware of your thoughts and your feelings without judgment. By regularly practicing mindfulness, you can reduce stress and improve your overall mental well-being. So start with just a few minutes each day, focusing on your breath or simply focusing on a mantra. Another powerful technique is shaking. Now, so it might sound a little unusual or funny, but shaking your body can really help release the pent-up tension. So stand up, start with your legs, your arms and your whole body. Now you can do this for a few minutes with or without music until you get a sense of relief and relaxation. They also say laughter is the best medicine, and it's really true. So watch a funny movie, read a humorous book or spend time with your friends who make you laugh. Laughter releases endorphins, which are a natural stress reliever. Sometimes a good cry is all you need to release stress. It's okay to let your emotions out. So crying can be a healthy way to process and release building up of that tension. And also exercise. It's one of the best ways to reduce your stress. It doesn't have to be intense, adding more stress and cortisol, but it could be walking, yoga, dancing, but it releases the endorphins and helps your body process stress more effectively and efficiently. Now, part of the stress release process, once you've understood how to decompress, is how to protect and plan. Now, in the blueprint, I call it the wellness walls, which is so important for building healthy boundaries, scheduling our decompression time and stress release slots into our diaries and planning our days. So how do we set these boundaries? Boundaries are really essential for you to protect your emotional and mental well-being. They help you manage your time and energy more effectively, preventing burnout. So you can start by identifying areas in your life where you need to set limits. Now it could be at work, it could be in your personal relationships or even with yourself. Communicate these boundaries clearly and don't be afraid to say no when necessary. Journaling is often a really great tool here, as it can help you spot potential issues and make changes to de-stress and look after your needs. So use your journal to record your thoughts, your feelings and experiences, and this can help you to gain clarity, process your emotions, and also to track your progress. Mindset is another really important part, but you have to understand and have practiced your daily decompressions first. So looking at any limiting beliefs, negative thinking, and reframing thoughts which do not support your journey of decompressing. One of the best ways is to build through practicing gratitude, which has a contagious positive impact on us and for those around us. So now let's move on to the next and final stage, number 3, which is SOAR. With understanding, SOAR, S-O-A-R, so understanding these effective release strategies, the final stage is about thriving and reinventing yourself. So this involves defining our purpose and setting meaningful goals, finding and cultivating a supportive tribe by engaging in community support and building connections and supporting others. So SOAR is about taking the tools and insights that you've gained in the first 2 stages and using them to create a life that not only manages stress but also promotes growth and fulfillment. So setting boundaries to protect your well-being, finding your purpose in your daily activities and building meaningful connections with others. Creating a balanced and fulfilling life where you can really thrive. So define your purpose. It's a crucial aspect of SOAR because having a clear sense of your purpose can give you direction and motivation, uplift you and take you out of that stress. So take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What are your passions? What makes you feel fulfilled? Use these insights to guide your decisions and actions, aligning your daily activities with your overall purpose. Also, setting meaningful goals helps you to stay focused and motivated. Break down your long-term goals into smaller, manageable steps, and this makes them less overwhelming and a lot more achievable. And make sure that you celebrate your progress along the way and adjust your goals as needed to stay aligned with your purpose. Finding your tribe is something that I've only explored later in my life, and it's such a gift. So start to seek out and surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. Engage in community activities, build connections with like-minded individuals, and support others in their journeys. This sense of community can provide you with so much more than you could imagine, along with all of the encouragement and the accountability that you need to stay on track. So all of these elements and these 3 stages give us a map of overwhelm and burnout and inspire us to reinvent ourselves and take the opportunity to change. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to find out more, you can download the Transforming Burnout Blueprint from the link in the description. And don't forget to join our free membership group for more resources, tips and support on your journey. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others who might also benefit. Subscribe to the channel for more content on living a balanced and fulfilling life, reinventing yourself and consciously transforming. So with lots of love, see you soon. Helene, thank you.